So next question, I guess.
Yes, next question. Guys in the audience, if you want to ask a question, please go ahead. And if you don't feel comfortable asking, you can message it in the chat, and I will read it out for you. And the chat is here. I just messaged everyone, so it comes up on your screens. Oh, hello, we just have somebody who just joined us.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute you. Unless you have a question, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask a question. Okay, we'll give people another couple of minutes to get ready, but I do have another question from someone as well.
Sure.
Basically, wasn't a very nice dream. They had it twice or three times. I'm not exactly sure, but again, sort of a recurring dream, where they saw lots of worms, like in and around them. And there was one time where they saw it in their foot, and like it was like inside their foot, and they had to pull it out.
Okay.
And then the person pulled it out, and they said it was really like kind of disturbing and very unsettling, obviously. Yeah, but these are the details that I have of the dream.
This is very interesting. I think people more often see snakes than worms.
Okay, because the person said that these ones were very long, like very abnormally long.
Yeah, they're large and disgusting.
Large, and they like the person felt like they were gonna they want to attack them, basically. So they weren't just regular worms that you see at your feet. It was like more exaggerated, aggressive, and yeah.
Are these earthworms or other worms?
From what I understood, they were earthworms.
Okay, probably nicer than the other types. But still, if this person was right in front of me right now, I would ask if there are things that they actually regret. You might think it's unrelated. It can, it's probably far-fetched, but for a lot of people, unless you like reptiles and you're born nature, like, oh, worms. In that case, you're gonna have a different feeling, and you might even be excited. And the worms in your dream would mean something totally different. But if you're not one of those people, and you see worms and you're like, okay, well, maybe you don't have a phobia, but you're like, then the worms represent something that you might not like, and usually they are hidden. They are in the soil, or they're hidden somewhere, and for them to come up, it's like something from a hidden place surfacing. Okay, that's a word I was looking for. So something is surfacing, from the earth, especially earthworms. They're coming from inside the earth, something that's been buried, or something unseen, unknown, and suddenly coming up. And it's not just one, a few of them, and everywhere. That means there are things that are coming up from out of nowhere. But these things have existed. The worms existed. You just never notice them because they're usually in the earth, right? If we just talk symbolically, like, what are the worms? The earthworms, they're just in there, they're in the soil, and then suddenly they start coming up, and there are a lot of them. That means that things that maybe you try to bury, things that you maybe never noticed before are coming up, and they're not very pleasant. If there are things that you try to bury but they're coming up and they're attacking you, they're exaggerated, the size is exaggerated, and they're trying to attack you, that means the things that were hidden or you were trying to hide, they weren't properly dealt with before. And now for some reason, they're all coming back, they're surfacing, and there's a lot of them. So they are attacking you because you're feeling uncomfortable with them. You don't want to deal with them. And if the worms also represent something that you feel that they're disgusting, then is there something you've done, or is there a part of you that you wish you didn't have? Maybe it's not even true. Maybe the issue is not as bad, but it's just something you wish you didn't have. Or maybe you wish you were better in a way, in some sense, even though you are fine as you are, but sometimes we have that distorted reflection of ourselves that we're not good enough, we're not great, and we try to hide some parts of us, and then suddenly things are coming out and you feel like, oh, now everyone's going to see my dirty secrets or the dark side that I want to hide, and we feel like we want to run, we feel overwhelmed and even attacked in a way by these feelings and these situations. So are there things in your life that you didn't deal with properly, or things that you never noticed before, but they're coming up right now and you feel very uncomfortable? This is what I would ask the person. Or maybe something that is probably not so bad, but for this person, they think this is inappropriate. It could be that too.
I see. Okay, well, this is a really good explanation, and again, we'll send this tape over so they can have a look at the recording and hopefully make their own conclusions in regards to these dreams.
Yeah, but like I said, if the person is someone who's excited at seeing worms, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this.
I don't think it's the case.
Then
I don't think it's the case.
It's totally different. This is why it matters, how you feel about it.
No, I get you're absolutely right, and this is what we've been trying to say in our messages and posts, is that it's all about the feeling. Did you wake up and you were extremely happy and you were like, oh wow, this was such a wonderful dream? And some people love the snakes and the spiders. Majority of people don't, but there are people that absolutely love it, and maybe they were would love to hold this particular spider, and they did it in the dream. It will gonna have a completely different meaning.
Exactly. Oh, and another thing about feeling is that sometimes you feel something in a dream, but when you wake up, you will know that what it's supposed to mean. And when you have that moment that, oh, I think I know what it's about, then you have to trust that too. For example, I'm not very reptile friendly, so I don't really like snakes. Often when I see a snake in my dream, I'm like, oh, I want to run. But there have been snake dreams that I woke up from and feel like, oh, actually, that was a good one. Because snakes also represent so many things. It depends on how you see them, how they come up, how you feel about them. And they can mean very different things. I've had bad snakes and good snakes too. But then usually when I wake up, I know, like, oh, okay, that was a good one. Oh, I think I need to work on something.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I've actually received another question, but let's give whoever's in the audience another chance. If you guys feel ready, if you want to ask anything, don't be shy. This is your time to ask whatever's bothering you. Okay. I'm not going to put any pressure on anyone. So, if you feel like you do want to talk about anything, or even after we finish this session today, if you do want to message us, you have, questions, we still have our mini course for another day, which is a final day tomorrow. And I hope that you've been doing the night meditations and slowly things are starting to make sense. But we will host these Q&A sessions every month. So you're more than welcome to join them. We'll have a link on the platform where you can go in, see the dates and so on.
Yes,
So
and feel free to ask, because we can always learn from one another, like we said in the beginning.
Correct. Yes, correct. So another question that we have come
Right.
in is from someone that said that they saw a dream about, well, I actually had a very similar question about the dreams
Okay.
that I've been having, but I'll ask this person's question first. So it's
Okay.
the end of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like some sort of either tsunami, and but the person didn't die in the sleep.
Mm.
They were inside some sort of a bunker or a building, and they're understanding that there is this huge dark wave coming in, and they're feeling very frightened and very scared, but they didn't die in the end, but they
Mm.
understand that this is the end of the world as we know it, basically. And they had this dream a few times as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There are two things that can be happening here, or can be both at the same time. When you mentioned the tsunami, it made me think of what I just talked about earlier, the overwhelmed feeling that everything come crashing down. Tsunami is a good symbol in dreams of being overwhelmed, feeling overwhelmed. This is too much and everything's happening all around me. I can't handle this on some level, even though you can put a brave face and live your life like normal, but inside is like, no, I can't handle this. I don't want to do this, or it's too much. But the end of the world, though, we are at that point where a lot of energy has shifted drastically and is still shifting. So in a way, we are entering a new world energetically. The world, the old energy that we knew, is no longer there, or at least it's ending. So in a sense, this can also be one of those prophetic dreams that tells a person that, a lot is going on, bad things are happening, and there's just too much to bear. When you look at the news, when you look at the surroundings, look at everyone outside, it's like, oh my God, how am I going to survive, right? So it's like the world is ending. So in a way, this could be what it's about, the whole situation. I mean, come on, since when do we have the lockdown?
A year and a half now.
Yeah. And did
Even
humanity
longer.
have to go through something like this before in the entire history? Right? So it does feel like the end of the world. And actually, I have a friend who had something similar, but he also had zombies in his dream. So the, zombie apocalypse. And it turned out, we had a chat, and it turned out that this was what he was feeling. He feels like, why aren't people doing what they should be doing? The world's gone crazy. Everyone's nuts. They're just zombies. They're not even thinking. They're doing things that they shouldn't even be doing. It's the whole situation that we're in that it was reflected in this dream. So in a way, this person could be dreaming about this. And it's true. It's also prophetic. in a way, because it's telling this person that, you know what, the old world, the old energy is ending. And even though it feels like too much, like there's a lot of dark energy, there's tsunami, but you are in a protected space, like a bunker. What is a bunker if not a safe space, right? Might be dark, might be limited, the space, but you are going to survive, you know. But it takes some strength, some will, and some a lot of things that you need to do in order for you to cope. But like in the dream, you didn't die, so you will survive. So yeah, it can be this whole situation, and can be a sign to tell this person that the universe knows it's hard, it's a tough time, but you go through it, you know, you will get through it. And the fact that the person has seen this more than once, it means that the universe or the subconscious mind is reassuring that, yeah, we know it's too much, but you will survive. So in a way, it's like, yeah, encouraging that, yeah, we know it's hard, hang in there, you know, just hang in there. Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, it's actually very similar to my question as well that I had.
Okay.
Like very, very similar. But I've had these dreams for literally as long as I can remember. I think the first one I had was when I was maybe 6 or 7. I was still very little, but I remember waking up and like clearly remembering it. And then I would have them maybe 4 or 5 times a year. I have them on a regular basis. And it's basically the end of the world, but in all the different interpretations you can think of. You know, thunder, lightning, there's some sort of either a big wave coming as well, water, or something is going on, or there is like a big war. The very common one that I've had quite a few times is that I'm coming out of where I sort of grew up, where my grandparents' place was, where their house was. I'm coming out and there is this like field, which they have, which is real, you know, their field, and it's very dark outside. But instead of seeing the stars, I'm seeing the most beautiful planets, and they're there. They're the size of, you know, they're unrealistically big and unrealistically close to the surface of the earth, that you can actually see that. I'm looking up and I'm like thinking, this is so beautiful. But at the same time, I'm realizing that this is the sign. This is what I keep seeing, and I know what's going to happen. And I end up, you know, preparing, you know, all the people around me, my loved ones, my friends, and I'm telling them this is going to happen. The end of the world is coming. You know, we need to prepare. And then the whole rest of the dream is me trying to rescue people. You know, it's funny as it sounds, you know, taking them places, making sure everyone is okay. But the amount of times I've had these dreams is just actually unreal. Like I can't even count how many times I've had that.
This is really beautiful, though. It is really beautiful, because if the previous question was about the current situation, then for you to have it repeatedly, it makes me think of your generation and the younger generations, that you are emerging into a new world, and it's going to be totally different. So this is like, you know, this is also prophetic in the sense that it's telling you that for you, you know, you will see the changes, but you will also come out of it. And it keeps, the way it keeps repeating makes me think that it's telling you that this will be for you and your generation, that this is what you have to go through to witness a great change. And surface in a beautiful, in a more beautiful place. Like the place exists, but it doesn't look the same. It's just more magnificent. And think about it, a lot of people are becoming more aware of, I don't know, of human rights, of the environment, and we're becoming more conscious. We're trying to be better. And with the internet and everything, it's easier to connect with like-minded people. It's easier to build something together. And this is something previous generations never had before. So for me, this is like a wonderful thing. It's like your generation is witnessing the great change, and then you're also going to witness something beautiful that will come after this. And this is really beautiful. I mean, this is the
Let's
only
hope
thing I can
so.
think of. I can think of.
This is sort of the hope, isn't it? That all of this struggle that we're going through collectively as a whole is basically the
Yeah,
rebirth. You know,
yeah,
things are clearing out.
and the fact that you are emerging from your grandparents' house, it also tells me that, well, on the one hand, you have this generational collective energy going, but on the other hand, you're also going forward and you're representing your family line, your lineage, your family karma, and you're coming out of your family's home, your family's place of that. It's like if you have this lineage of family karma and you're coming out into a more beautiful place. So on the other hand, it's like what you're doing, what you're going through is also promoting the healing for the whole family lineage.
That's beautiful.
So it is really beautiful.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
thank you for sharing. Yeah,
No,
you have
thank
had
you.
quite interesting dreams.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, sometimes they are very realistic as well. So yes, thank you for explaining this, because I've been wondering my whole life. I was like, what does it mean, and where does it come from?
Yeah, and the thing about nighttime is when you see the timing in the dream, what I've noticed is when it's nighttime in the dream, it's not usually about darkness. When it's darkness, then you're in a place and you can't see. When it's nighttime, though, it's often about your subconscious mind and your conscious self. This is why I think the whole karma and the whole energy thing is involved, because in the dream, it's a nighttime. It's not the daytime. It's not out in the conscious world, but it's something that's on the energetic, on the emotional side, the subconscious side. You're emerging.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed, though. But well, there can be a few other interpretations for this too. But what I've noticed that often when it's about the nighttime, then take a look at the subconscious and energetic level, or maybe some other planes even.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
There was one more question, not really related to seeing something in the dreams necessarily, what they see, but it's more about the person. If basically seeing whatever happened that day, or if they have a conversation about something in particular, they will see it in the dream pretty much straight away. Or do you understand the question? It's basically like
how immediate is it, that you're going to see in the dream?
Straight away, like if they had that conversation with someone that day or in the evening, they will have a dream about that.
Yes, usually, and that's how our mind works. That's how that's how the dream works. Sometimes, like it's clearing up the thing. So the thing that happened recently is going to be in the forefront. It's up front and going to be utilized. It's going to come up first. And also what is bothering you is going to come up first. I'm saying this because you can actually program your dreams, in the sense that you can ask a question and then find the answer in your dreams. This can happen. But the thing is, some people say that this is unreliable. And the reason is if the universe, your subconscious mind, or the guides think there is a more urgent message for you than whatever you were asking, you will get that urgent message first. And if there is time, like you're still sleeping and there is time and they think that it's fine, it's okay, if they want to know, then that will come up.
Wow, this is
Because
very
it's,
interesting.
yeah, because if they or your subconscious mind think that, well, you know what, yeah, I know you consciously want to know about this question, but there are things that are more urgent that you need to be doing. You need to know, you need to figure out or work out that we're going to put this first. I have actually tried, I often forget to ask for my dreams because I see super vivid dreams, and sometimes I would ask. I don't always get the answer, but the latest one, this was really interesting. I asked about something, and then that night I had some dreams that were clearly telling me that my mind wasn't in the right place and there were things to figure out. And when I woke up in the morning, I said, no, none of those crazy dreams. There were just small little bits and pieces of things here and there. None of those things related to the question I asked. I was like, oh, well, apparently there were other things that my mind needs to bring up and clean up from my subconscious mind first. But then in the next night, I totally forgot about it. I had my answer of that dream of the previous night. Oh, so basically I needed the clean up. And then the next night I was ready to receive the answer. So again, this can be really interesting if you observe your dreams and if you try to like ask questions and figure some things out. Then if nothing resonates, that means that whatever came up were things that need to be worked out first, out of your system first.
Well, that's a good advice, actually. And if any of you would like to try it, if you have anything that really bothers you and you want to receive an answer for it, try, talking to yourself before you go to bed, asking, whatever you believe in, asking the universe for help and to send you that correct answer. Your subconscious probably already has the answers and your guides have the answers, but it's just asking and allowing for this message to come through. And maybe, as Keadar said, it might not happen in the first night, but keep asking for it, here and there. Try it a couple of times, and for all you know, you will receive your answer.
Yeah, and sometimes it depends on the person. Sometimes very direct, like you don't need interpretation, like very direct. Sometimes you need to interpret and sit with it a bit. I have read of a dream. I read this some years ago, but I find it fascinating. Someone was trying to find an answer, and the answer, so they asked the question before bed, and the answer involved some letters in the alphabet, certain letters, okay? And the person dreamt of water. And do you know what it was?
What?
Water, H2O.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was from the H to the letter H to the letter O. That was his answer. That was the correct answer that he was looking for.
Oh my God, how insane is this?
It is insane. So sometimes, like, you have to sit and look at the symbol from every possible aspect, from every angle,
and you will get it. Yeah. Wow.
Yes,
this is wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you for telling us this.
So again, it depends on the person. For me, it's more direct because the universe knows that if they're not direct with me, I'm not going to get it. It's like they have to punch me in the face. Even then, sometimes I still don't get it. They're like, oh my God. How much more direct do we have to be with you?
Well, here we go. But sometimes when you're just starting off as well, for the rest of us, I'm not talking about you, but for the rest of us, we do need someone to give us a hand and someone to interpret certain things. I think that's why it's fantastic that we're launching this, because so many people have these questions, but it's very hard to find the answers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do
well,
we have a lot of questions?
that was it from the questions that
Okay.
I had. Yeah, so if
Okay.
anybody else wants to ask, please go ahead. Otherwise, we are going to wrap it up. But
Right.
we will give you a chance to ask any questions if anybody has any.
Hi, it's really nice to be here. And I have a question. It's not about a recurring dream, it's more about like a recurring symbol in my dreams.
Okay.
So I have this picture of a mountain or a hill covered in grass. And so the scenarios are different, but I get this mountain and I'm not sure what it means.
Okay. That's actually beautiful. Mountains and hills. If you just look at the shape, if you just look at them, okay, when you see them, they look like this. They have a peak, right? And they're usually higher than everything else. So being on a mountain and on a hill, this is beautiful. It represents a period of time where you are or soon you will be in a place where you feel like you're at the top of the world, the mountains, top of the world, or you feel happy about it, like you've reached your destination and like you're at the top. And the grass is green, right?
Yeah.
Green itself is a symbol of growth. And you see green grass, the grass is supposed to grow and it's green. It means it's growing. It's the nature itself. It's about healing. So green grass on a hilltop or mountaintop is a beautiful dream. It's about you growing, or you're in a situation where you will grow and you will be at a place where you might be pretty happy with. So are you working on something, or are you going in the direction that would lead you somewhere that will make you feel better?
Yeah, I
Does
believe
this
so.
resonate with you?
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Oh, well, here we go. We had a fantastic, good dream to end on that note. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Sometimes the dreams show you that you are in the right direction. This is exactly where you should be heading, which is great.
Yeah. So flying, being on top of a mountain, these are really, really good dreams.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for asking the question. Anybody else? No. Okay. Well, look, thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Keadar, thank you so much. It's been absolutely wonderful. We had a chance to cover actually quite a few dreams,
We
and
did.
hopefully some of the things resonated and helped you, in your own way to start thinking and analyzing. And sometimes it's hard. I know myself that sometimes it's like, we tend not to even think about our dreams. We just, it's a part of our life. We know we need to sleep. We know we can't go without it. So, and then we wake up and off we go and we rush into the life, into the world, doing our things. So sometimes it's really good to stop for a second and actually think about it and be like, okay, maybe I am actually receiving certain messages in the dreams. And I think it's very prominent when people start seeing the recurrent dreams and they're like, okay, maybe there is actually something a little bit more than just getting hours of sleep and feeling rested and rejuvenated. So
Yes, and even when you are into dreams, sometimes you still need help. I mean, sometimes there were times I had wished that someone could just tell me what those dreams meant. And so I'm actually really happy to be doing this and helping you, because I've had to learn a lot of things on my own, and they are fascinating. And once you get the meaning and you understand yourself, you get to analyze yourself, you get to learn and grow. It's a beautiful process.
Mm. But I feel like you have, you see, you also have those, the wonderful set of skills and talents that you have, coming from a lineage of healers from your mother's side and your father's side. You're a numerologist, you're a tarot reader, you're a healer, you work with Reiki, and you have all these things coming in and merging together. So you do have that pool of knowledge where you can, take certain information from and be like, okay, well, this symbol could mean this or that. And because you've experienced it through your own life and through your clients, and you work with so many different people, that you have that knowledge, and we're really lucky that we can turn to you and learn from you. So thank you so much, and thank you everyone for your time. And
Thank you for having me. And yes, thank you everyone. This has been really wonderful, and it's so much fun for me.
It is good fun, and hopefully people are learning as well. And thank you, we have a couple of thank you both so much, and thank you very much for this interesting session. Thank you so much for this wonderful experience. I'm looking forward to the next session. Well, fantastic, guys. Thank you as well so much for taking the time and joining us today. Please don't forget to try and do this meditation if you didn't have a chance to do it yesterday. I recommend to do it every night for at least, I would say, 7 nights. Try to see how it goes. It really does put you in the state of very deep relaxation. And sometimes it doesn't work from the first time. If you are not used to meditations, if you are not used to those rituals and somebody guiding you into a deeper level, it can be challenging. But do give it a go more than once, and you will feel the effect, I promise you. And yes, if you do have any questions after this, please do let us know. I will save the session and I will email you also if you want to go back and rewatch any of the particular answers. You absolutely can do that.
That is wonderful. And there's one more thing I'd like to say before we end this. If you're new to this, then you'll probably get a lot of dreams that are about your day-to-day life. But once you start working this for a while and you kind of establish a communication with your subconscious mind and make this a channel, like a communication channel for your subconscious mind to talk to you, then you are also telling your subconscious mind and the universe that, okay, this channel is also available for messages in case there's something else I need to know other than my daily life situation. So even when you feel like you don't see anything interesting, but keep working with it, establish this connection, then it will be available to you when there are things that need to be relayed and the message that need to be passed on to you, because you're working with it is telling yourself and the universe that, okay, I will have this channel available. So this can be a beautiful tool as well.
Oh, fantastic. That's a really great tip. So yes, open yourself up to the universe. In order for it to send you messages, you do have to ask for it and open yourself up. So thank you so much, Keadar. This is actually great. And we can, double it up in a message on Instagram so people remember this. But thank you,
Sure.
everyone. Please have a fantastic evening. Sweet dreams. Enjoy, and we will see you very soon. And please feel free to sign up to further sessions. They're available on the Spirit Mountain Academy platform. So thank you all very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.